We have how to create a pivot table. Or a pivot எப்படி create பண்றது பார்த்தோம். We have seen how to create a pivot table, how to change the formulas, how to change the values, show value as the percentage of grand total, percentage of parent total. Various options we have seen. But unfortunately in pivot table, you cannot change the data inside a pivot. ஒரு pivotல போய் data மாத்தணும்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னா unfortunately that's not possible. If you want to change the data, could you tell me where can I change it? ஒரு data மாத்தணும்னா எங்க போய் மாத்தணும்? Source table. So let me go to the source table. For example, let us take a small example. South region, commercial vehicle, the total of material manufacturing cost is 13,050. Let me go to that sheet. I will apply the filter. What is the shortcut key for applying a filter? Control Shift L. Control Shift L is a shortcut key to apply the filter. Let us filter the South region. I am going to filter only the commercial vehicles. Yes. South region, commercial vehicle. I select the material cost. What is the total? Total is material cost. Sorry. Manufacturing cost. Okay, manufacturing cost. Sorry. The manufacturing cost. What is the total of manufacturing cost is correct. It shows 13,050. Correct. It's matching perfectly. Now I am going to change the value. For example, or small value, instead of here 450, I make it as 500. In 450, I am changing into 500. I am going to my original sheet, pivot table, and I am checking whether it has updated here. In update, unfortunately, it's not updated. So whenever you modify your source data, your pivot table will not get updated. So you have to refresh. Right click, refresh. Right click and refresh. Method number 1. Method number 2 is we can have a shortcut key Alt F5. Alt F5 is the shortcut key for refreshing. So whenever you modify your source table, your pivot table has to get refreshed. Right click and refresh or Alt F5 refresh, whichever is easier. உங்களுக்கு எது ஈஸியா இருக்கோ அது பண்ணி. Right click பண்ணி refresh பண்ணாலும் okay, Alt F5 பண்ணி refresh பண்ணாலும் okay. Both will give you the same output. Let me do that. Right click and refresh. Now it's updated here. 13,100 it's updated. But what will happen if you forget to refresh? Now refresh பண்ணவே மறந்துட்டேன்னு வெச்சுங்க. I may not remember to refresh. So you can make the auto refresh. Scheduled refresh which you will see it tomorrow. நாளைக்கு பார்க்கலாம் schedule. Every 1 hour once it has to be refreshed. Every 10 minutes one it has to be refreshed. That we'll see it tomorrow. But auto refresh. Right click on the pivot. Right click on the pivot table. Go to pivot table option. Right click on the pivot table. Go to pivot table option. Under pivot table option, data. Right click. Pivot table option, data. Here you can find that option, refresh data when opening the file. Refresh data when opening the file. Right click on the pivot table option lopete, refresh data when opening the file. Please enable that, refresh data when opening the file, and I say okay, the pivot table will get refreshed automatically. So normally even if you forget to refresh also, it will get refreshed automatically whenever you open the file. Immediately whenever you open the file. But could you tell me this will work for this pivot table? I want this auto refresh for all my pivot table. Could you tell me how can I? File la pora. Then options. Very good. Then data, very good. Then another step. Then edit default layout, pivot table option, very good. Data, excellent. Under this there is an option called as refresh data when opening the file. From now all the pivot table will get refreshed automatically whenever you open. Email create panda, whatever the pivot table you are going to create it after this. I repeat the steps. Go to file, options, and we'll go to data, edit default layout, pivot table option, data, refresh data when opening the file. So if I enable this, pivot table will get refreshed from now. All the pivot table. Email you create பண்ண போற எல்லா pivot table. It will get refreshed automatically whenever you open the file. Unfortunately, this option they didn't do it. We are waiting for a very long time. I think auto refresh or a feature. They are going to do it in the near future. On August, maybe I'll open that link and I will show you that. Auto refresh, automatic pivot table will get refreshed. Even no need for scheduling the refresh. The option varapodhu, we'll see. Last August they announced it, but still varla. We'll see. Right? So we have seen how to create a pivot table. We have seen how to refresh the pivot table also. Tomorrow, Power Query Molama, how to auto schedule refresh and how to make the refresh automatically happen. We'll see that tomorrow. So whenever you modify your data, your pivot table will get refreshed. You have to refresh it, then it will get updated. Let me come to my original sheet. Now I want to clear the filter. I already filtered it. Region filter pannirken, vehicle segment I have filtered it. I want to clear the filter. How can I clear a filter? Control Shift L, it will remove the filter. There is a difference between removing and clearing. Remove the filter, but I want the filter, I want the data back again. So don't use Control Shift L, it may slow down your system speed. So I want the data back again. The shortcut key for getting the data back again. But before that, your table has to be filtered. Table filter, you want the data back again. Alt A C is the shortcut key to get back your data without removing the filter. Control Shift L is very good, but your filter will get removed. Once again, you have to press Control Shift L. Nariya time your system rombo slow. Better Alt A C, but a small condition. Don't use the Alt A C together. மூணு கீயும் ஒரே சமயத்துல ப்ளஸ் பண்ணாதீங்க, கொஞ்சம் கேப் கொடுங்க. Alt A அப்புறம் C. Don't press together. Alt A C. நான் கமா போட்டுருக்கேன். Alt A, C. So don't press all the three keys together. Alt A, C ஒன்னா press பண்ணாதீங்க. Alt A, then C. கேப் கொடுங்க at least. Alt A, C. ஒன்னா பண்ணக்கூடாது. We'll get back the data again without removing the filter. Filter அப்படியே இருக்கும், data it will get back the data again. Okay. Before going to the next part, I think I need the solution from your side. Let us remove the filter itself. For removing the filter, what you said is correct. Control Shift L. I will remove the filter. Whenever you modify your source data, your pivot table will not get updated. Fine, correct. But tell me, assume I am going to add a new data at the last. Now, kadasiya poitu pudu region. Suppose I have some region called a central region. In central region, I want to add a new data here. Central region, pudusa data add panna pora. Could you tell me, after adding the data, when I go to pivot table and refresh it, whether the newly added data will get appended or updated in my pivot table? அது புதுசா ஒரு டேட்டா ஆட் பண்ணி பிவட்ல வந்து ரெஃப்ரெஷ் பண்ணா அப்டேட் ஆகுமா ஆகாதா? ஆகாது. சோ என்ன பண்ணணும்? Selection area extend பண்ணணுமா சார்? So what you are saying is go to that original sheet. You have to go to analyze, then change data source. You have to increase it. It's around 260. 270 and you have to extend it. But assume that every day I am adding it. Every day I am adding some 10 or 20 rows. Every day I have to do this. Every day I have to go to data source and add it. It takes more time. Or this one pivot table. Based on this one table, I have created 10 pivot tables. Either 10 pivot tables create panita. Every 10 pivot tables, I cannot go to analyze. I cannot go to change data source. Time da waste out. Or some people என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, they will select the entire sheet also. மொத்த ஷீட்டையும் select பண்ணி they will create a report. அதுவும் problem தான். System will become very slower. Because data is only 260 rows, but you are selecting 10 lakh rows and 16,000 columns. And some people will add the data in between. சில பேர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, நடுவுல போய் கூட டேட்டாவை ஆட் பண்ணுவாங்க. But the best solution is This is a normal simple table. நாளைக்கு நம்ம பவர் queryலையும் we are going to see on this. Convert this normal simple table into an official Excel dynamic table. அந்த டேபிளை அஃபிஷியலான எக்ஸலோடைய டைனமிக் டேபிளாக கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிடு. Convert the table into an official Excel dynamic table. How do we convert this? எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு ஒரு 5-6 methods are available. 5-6 methods இருக்கு minimum to do this. But let us start with a simple shortcut key. Shortcut key is normally if Microsoft is giving a shortcut key for one feature, ஒரு featureக்கு shortcut key கொடுக்குறாங்கன்னா அது முக்கியமான featureன்னு அர்த்தம். If they are giving 2 shortcut key for one feature, then it means it's a very, very important feature. So this dynamic table, we have 2 shortcut key. One is Control T for table or Control L list. So எது வேணாலும் பண்ணலாம். Either you can press Control T or you can press Control L. நிறைய advantages இருக்கு. So many advantages are available on this. I will explain one by one. First இந்த official dynamic table மாத்திடுவோம். So அதுக்கு 3 condition same தான். I think you know the condition. Already morning discuss பண்ண நினைக்கிறேன். ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? 3 condition. No merged cells. Table should have a heading. Heading should be unique. Already check பண்ணிட்டோம். அந்த check accessibility, check performance, already we have checked it. Same table தான் நம்ம check பண்ணோம். So it's correct. So இந்த table dynamic-ஆ மாத்திடுவோம். Control T or Control L. Let us do that. Control T. Table cursor வச்சுக்கங்க. Place the cursor on the table. And it's asking where is the data of your table. My table has the header. Yes, of course, data of the table is selected. My table has the header. நாளைக்கு நீங்கள் next level பவர் ஆப், பவர் ஆட்டோமேட், இது அடுத்த லெவல் பவர் பிஐ, பவர் பிஐயோட அடுத்த லெவல் பவர் ஆப், பவர் ஆட்டோமேட். பவர் ஆட்டோமேட்னா எவ்ரிதிங் கேன் பி ஆட்டோமேட்டட். யாரோ சொன்னீங்களா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக மெயில் போனோம், ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக இதெல்லாம் பண்ணோம், எல்லாமே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக, அது எல்லாமே 365 இருக்குது, ஃப்ரீ ஆஃப் காஸ்ட் தான். அந்த டூலுக்குலாம் போனோம்னா யூ ஷுட் ஹேவ் அ டைனமிக் டேபிள். இந்த மாதிரி டைனமிக் டேபிளாக இருந்தால் தான் அதெல்லாம் ஒர்க் ஆகும். So let us convert the table into a dynamic table. Control T or Control L and I say OK. Yes. Okay, table has a header and OK கொடுத்துட்டேன். That's it. This table was converted into an official Excel dynamic table. இது அஃபிஷியலான எக்ஸலோட டைனமிக் டேபிளாக மாறிடுச்சு. இதனால என்ன அட்வான்டேஜ்? வாட் இஸ் அட்வான்டேஜ்? வாட் இஸ் த பர்பஸ் பார்க்கலாம். But how do I know this table is a dynamic table? First is you can see on the top. டாப்ல பாருங்க டேபிள் டிசைன் அப்படின்னு ஒரு புது டேப் ஒன்று வந்திருக்கும். டேபிள் டிசைன் கான்டெக்சுவல் டேப். பிவட் டேபிள் கிரியேட் பண்ணும்போது பிவட் டேபிள் டிசைன் அண்ட் அனலைஸ் வந்தது. அதே மாதிரி டைனமிக் டேபிள்ல வி ஹாவ் த டேபிள் டிசைன். இஃப் யூ ஆர் சீயிங் த டேபிள் டிசைன் தட் மீன்ஸ் திஸ் டேபிள் இஸ் அ டைனமிக் டேபிள். செகண்ட், த ஃபில்டர் இஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி அப்ளைட் ஹியர். ஃபில்டர் தானாவே அப்ளை ஆயிடுச்சு. தேர்ட், the banded rows is appearing here and the color formatting banded row is automatically applied here. Fourth, normal table. Assume that I am going to the normal table, some other table. When I scroll down in the normal table, you will not see the heading on the top. இங்க மேல heading வராது. இந்த பாருங்க invoice date இருக்கு. இது heading மேல வராது. I want to see the heading on the top. நார்மலா என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? Freeze. Very good. But here இது டைனமிக் டேபிளா இருக்கிறதுனால பிளேஸ் த கர்சர் ஆன் த டேபிள். ABCDEFGHIJ இஸ் த எக்ஸல் ஹெட்டிங். அது எக்ஸலோடைய ஹெட்டிங். நான் இப்போ கீழே ஸ்க்ரால் பண்ண போறேன். எஸ், மை டேபிள் ஹெட்டிங் வில் பிகேம் த எக்ஸல் ஹெட்டிங் இட் செல்ஃப். ஏபிசிடிக்கு பதிலாக என் டேபிள் ஹெட்டிங்கே எக்ஸல் ஹெட்டிங்காக மாறிச்சு பாருங்க. ஆட்டோ ஃப்ரீஸ், ஆட்டோ ஃப்ரீசிங். இட் ஹாஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி ஃப்ரீஸ்ட் மை ஹெட்டிங். Even auto filter is also freezed. Auto filter உங்க டேபிள் கூடவே travel ஆகுது பாருங்க. It's traveling along with your table also. Auto filter, auto format, auto freeze, auto filter freeze. இன்னும் நிறைய advantages இருக்கு. We'll see one by one. After the advantage is over, I will tell you how to make this as a normal table also. திரும்ப பழையபடி normal table எப்படி மாத்தலாம்ன்றது நான் சொல்றேன். Okay, Control T or Control L. Right. Auto filter, auto format, auto freeze, auto filter freeze. Suppose I don't like this banded rows and banded colors. I want it as a normal table. Coloring. Table design. Table styles. The table design la poitu table styles. Go to the table design. Under table design, the table styles. Change it to the color whatever you want. Or you don't want any color, select the first one. First, very first. None. Either select no colors and formatting. There will be no colors and formatting. Normal table madri irukkum. Or if you want some other colors also, you can select it. Now, simple or black, gray, simple colors. Okay. So auto filter, auto freeze, auto format. Let us come to the purpose for what we converted this into a dynamic table. This is dynamic table on the purpose. Let us go to the last. Let us go to the last. Let us add a new data at the last. New data add. Let us add the new data at the last. Key press it's taking some time. You go to the last and add a new data at the last. Pudusa poi or data add pannu. Yes, let me add it here. I'll go to the very last of my table. Table to last. I'm going to the last. I'm going to add the new data at the last. Maybe to row number 261, I'm going to add a new data here. Central region. Central region. Region name is central. The mailer data copy. Control D, putting out a mailer data copy. Suppose I'm putting something like two-wheeler, some data, ABC, or dummy data. You can add some dummy data here. Or I'm adding some dummy value here. Small dummy value, 1000. Some dummy values. So you can see the color background formatting is already updated. The color background formatting ella thanave update aichi. Heading is freezed. Everything is happened here. The formula thana update aichi. The row is added automatically here. Now let us go back to my pivot. Ipa na enoda pivot table ku pora. Right click, refresh. Alt F5, refresh. Yes. For last add panna data, now you can see it has been updated on my pivot table also. The pivot table and the data has been updated here. So this will happen if your table is a dynamic table. Normal table on the so you have to convert the table into a dynamic table, add a new row at the last, then go to the pivot table, right click and refresh it. Your pivot table will get updated. Okay, as I told, this will not happen in a normal table. A dynamic table on the other. We'll see further more advantages of the dynamic table. Then we'll see how to make this table as a normal table also. The normal I no knowledge advantages. We'll see another 4 or 5 advantages. Okay. Let us go back to my exercise number 1. Auto filtering, auto freezing, auto formatting, auto update. What are all the other things available? Now, for example, I want to find out the grand total for this profit and loss. The profit and loss is grand total here. Normally, what people will do is they will use the function called as sum, or they will use this auto sum. In the home tab auto sum. Or we can use the shortcut key also. Alt equal to or shortcut key. This also you can use it. There is a sum function available. There is a home tab auto sum available. Alt equal to also. But this is a dynamic table. It's a dynamic table. So go to the design. Under design. The design below the design there is a checkbox called as total row. In your total row no checkbox. Enable the total row checkbox or use the shortcut key control shift T. ஒன்னு டேபிள் டிசைன்ல போய் அந்த டோட்டல் ரோவை டிக் பண்ணுங்க, ஆர் யூஸ் த ஷார்ட்கட் கீ கண்ட்ரோல் ஷிஃப்ட் டி, விச் எவர் இஸ் ஈஸியர். எது ஈஸியா இருக்கோ அதை பண்ணுங்க. I recommend always the shortcut key. Table design la poi total row make a tick mark on the total row or use the shortcut key control shift T, whichever is easier. Let us press the control shift T. Automatically you can see a new row is added. Pudusa or row add aagi. It's giving the total of the profit and loss. In the profit and loss oda total vandirukku. But you can tell me, idha sum use pannalum idhe da varapodhu. When I use the sum also I will get the same thing. Alt equal to போட்டாலும் அதே தான் வரப்போகுது. What is the advantage of this? The first advantage is, இப்போ நான் filter பண்ண போறேன். I'm going to filter a data. Maybe let us go to the region column. And I'm filtering a particular region. Maybe I'm filtering the north region. Select north region and OK. So north region is getting filtered. Now you can see the total is displayed only for the north region. Sum of that north region. Sum of the filtered record. This is subtotal nu Excel. So automatic grand total, automatic subtotal. So grand total தானாவே வருது, subtotal தானாவே. This will happen only in the dynamic tables. By default last, each column we'll do it next. Now this is one advantage. If I filter it showing the filtered records total, okay. Let me remove the filter. Sorry, let me clear the filter. How can I clear the filter? RDAC, very good. Now I'm getting the grand total, okay. But நீங்க இங்க தான் போகணும். ரைட் கிளிக் பண்ணிக்கங்க, ஃபில்டர் கிளியர், இல்ல இங்க போய் ஃபில்டர் தான், இந்த கிளியர் தான். அது ஆல்டிஎஸ்சி இஸ் கிளியர் ஆல். ரைட் கிளிக் தான் ஷட். Now I don't want the grand total of my profit and loss. I want the average, I want the count, I want the maximum, I want the minimum. இங்க ஃபார்முலா மாத்தணும். Very simple. Click here. அங்க ஒரு arrow மாதிரி வருது பாருங்க. There's a combo box available. இதுல போய் you can change your formulas. You can change it to sum, maximum, minimum, count, average. என்ன ஃபார்முலா வேணுமோ மாத்தி. Instead of the sum, I want an average. Instead of the sum, I want a count. என்ன ஃபார்முலா வேணுமோ, whatever the formula you want, you can change it. This is for this profit and loss. Can I put a sum for the sales price? Go to the sales price column and change it to sum. அதே arrow mark வரும், sum மாத்து. Same arrow mark will appear, make it as count. Like this, whatever the formulas you want, you can go there and change it. எந்த formulas வேணாலும் நீங்க மாத்திக்கலாம். Control Shift T for getting back the formula. Same Control Shift T for removing the formula also. Control Shift T. Okay. Let us see another one or two advantages. Now we will write a formula. Suppose I want to write, I don't recommend you to write a formula in Excel. I always recommend to write the formula in pivot table or Power Query. But I want to write a formula. ஒரு சின்ன formula ஏதும். For example, material cost plus manufacturing cost. I want a formula here. இந்த ரெண்டு காலத்தையும் plus பண்ணி நான் ஒரு formula எழுதணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Usually what we will do is, in a normal table, we'll write the formula in the first cell and we'll copy the formula on the bottom. கரெக்டா? ஒரு ஃபார்முலா எழுதி அந்த ஃபார்முலாவை கீழே காப்பி பண்ணுவோம். காப்பி, டபுள் கிளிக், டிராக், காப்பி, பேஸ்ட். But this one, I'll go to my pivot dynamic table. I can write the formula anywhere else in between. நான் நடுவுல போய் கூட ஃபார்முலா எழுதுவேன். It's not required you have to write the formula on the first cell. நீங்க நடுவுல போய் ஃபார்முலா, you can write the formula anywhere else in between also. இங்க போய் நான் ஃபார்முலா எழுதுப்பேன். Equal to something. I select this. இந்த ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா இருக்க காலத்தை செலக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. That's why நான் இந்த இது மார்னிங் எனேபிள் பண்ண சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, வியூவில் போயிட்டு யூ கேன் எனேபிள் த ஃபோக்கஸ் செல், பிகாஸ் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வேர் இஸ் மை ஃபோக்கஸ் செல், ஹியர் இட் இஸ். ஸோ பேண்டட் ரோஸ் இருக்கணும், இல்லை ஃபோக்கஸ் செல் இருந்தால் ஈஸியாக நீங்கள் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணுறது ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். ஸோ ஐ பிளேஸ் த கர்சர் ஹியர் ஈக்குவல் டு, as I told in the morning, forget the cell number, இனிமேல் செல் நம்பரே கிடையாது, காலம் நேம் தான். I select this manufacture material cost, அங்கே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக மெட்டீரியல் காஸ்ட் வருது, ப்ளஸ் manufacturing cost. I select it. Now you can see the magical feature. Just press enter. நீங்க வெறும் enter அடிங்க. That's all. Your formula will get copied automatically. நம்ம formula தானாவே காப்பி ஆயிடும். நீங்க enter அடிச்சீங்கனாலே போதும், your formula will get copied automatically. வெறும் enter தான் அடிக்கணும், நீங்க தானாவே உங்க formula காப்பி ஆயிடும். No need to copy your formulas. Any formulas, எந்த formula, இது if and VLOOKUP, என்ன ஃபார்முலா வேணாலும் எழுதுங்க, ஒரு என்டர் அடிங்க, ஃபார்முலா வில் கெட் காப்பிட் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி, தானாவே காப்பி ஆகிடும். திஸ் வில் ஹேப்பன் ஒன்லி இன் டைனமிக் டேபிள். நார்மல் டேபிளில் இது நடக்காது, நீங்கள் தான் மேனுவலாக காப்பி பேஸ்ட் பண்ணணும். இன்னொரு 2 அட்வான்டேஜஸ் பார்த்தலாம். தென் வில் சி ஹவு டு மேக் இட் அஸ் அ நார்மல் டேபிள். இப்போ வராது, ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிங்கன்னா க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி ஓப்பன் பண்ணிக்கணும், இல்லை இங்கே போயிட்டு எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும். இந்த ரீசைஸ் த டேபிளில் போயிட்டு சைஸு கொஞ்சம் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும், ரீஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும். The next option, which we are going to do in the afternoon for creating the dashboard in pivot table, but this option is available in dynamic table also. ஏதாவது ஒரு எம்டி ஏரியா, சாரி, ஏதாவது டேபிள் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரோ, செகண்ட் ரோ, தேர்ட் ரோ, அங்கே கர்சர் வைங்க. டோன்ட் பிளேஸ் த கர்சர் சம்மர் எல்ஸ் இன் பிட்வீன். இன் பிட்வீனில் வச்சா யூ கேனாட் see that. ஸோ பிளேஸ் த கர்சர் சம்மர் எல்ஸ் ஆன் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செகண்ட் தேர்ட் ரோ, அங்கே எங்கேயாவது கர்சர் வச்சுங்க. எனிவேர் எல்ஸ் ஆன் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செகண்ட் தேர்ட் ரோ பிளேஸ் த கர்சர். தென் go to the table design. Go to the table design. The table designல போயினா you can see insert slicer. Table design, insert slicer. Click on insert slicer. For what you want the slicer, எதுக்கு slicer வேணும், you decide. For example, I want it for region. நான் region ஒரு டிக் அடிக்கிறேன். I want it for the region name. That's it. Okay. Based on this, how to make a dashboard, which you will see it in the afternoon. Okay. Yes. And bring the slicer outside your table. The slicer டேபிளுக்கு வெளியில வச்சிருங்க. Now it's very simple. Click on south, you will get the total of south. Click on north, you will get that report for north, east, center. So எதை click பண்றீங்களோ அதோட டேபிள் அங்க வந்துடும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக். So designல போயிட்டு insert slicer. Before that, you should have placed the cursor somewhere else on the first or second or third row. If you don't want the slicer, select it and delete it. வேணும்னா இன்னொரு ஸ்லைசர் கூட இன்சர்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
से बेटे सामने जो रैप मारा है ना उसको रैप कर दिया मैंने पार्ट्स को रैप कर दिया मैंने 10 वर्ड पर वाला वो 248 है ना 0248 वो वाला वीडियो वाला पार्ट मैं क्या बोल रहा था ना वो जो ब्रोकन का पार्ट है ना वो कैसे रैप करेगी मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा था इसलिए छोड़ दिया मैंने कर को मैंने एक बार दिख रहा है मेरे पास फोटो में दोस्तों कंप्लेंट सैंपल अब बस एक बार क्रॉस चेक कर सकते
Read the manual format, some count number of format. But keep at the bottom. Sorry. Right. The slicer, when I select the south, it's showing south, north, click on north, okay. How do we select multiple items? I want south and north. Normally, people will hold the control key to do this. But in your option, multi-select. There is a small option available here called as multi-select. The multi-select on பண்ணி விட்டுருங்க. Just to switch on that multi-select. Now it's easier. I can select the south, I can select the north. For multiple items at a time, you can select பண்ணிக்கலாம். If I switch on the multi-select off பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா you have to press the control key to select the multiple option. எனக்கு east வேணும் then north வேணும்னா I have to hold the control key and do it. இந்த multi-select on பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா no need for holding the control key, straight away you can make a click on it. Right? Can I add multiple slicer? Yes. If you want the data back, there is an option called as the clear button. இதை பண்ணலாம் நீங்கள் Alt AC கூட யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். You can use the Alt AC shortcut key also to clear the slicer. அதுவும் இங்கே ஒர்க் ஆகும். Right. Now I have the region slicer. I want the slicer for some other product family, the component, the vehicle model. I want another slicer. Table design, insert slicer. Go to table design, insert slicer, and I select something. Maybe I am selecting the vehicle segment. Select the vehicle segment and OK. Yes. For two slicer, I have two slicer. One slicer is for region, another slicer is for vehicle segment. Select the north region. Under north region, I want the commercial vehicle, a passenger vehicle, SUV. So you can select multiple items like this. Can I make one slicer vertically and another slicer horizontally? Yes. இப்போ எனக்கு 2 slicers இருக்கு. It's not fitting on my screen. So என்ன பண்ண போறேன்? I'll bring this region slicer. I have some space on the top. Let us bring the region slicer to the top area. Reduce the height of the slicer. Reduce the height. Increase the width. Height reduce பண்ணி increase the width. But I'm not able to see all the regions. Central, east, north, south எனக்கு தெரியல. So what I will do? Select the slicer. இப்போ பாருங்க ஸ்லைசருக்கு ஒரு contextual tab. Pivot opening na pivot ku or contextual. Dynamic table a contextual. Slicer ku or contextual. Go to the slicer contextual columns. How many columns you want in this slicer? I think I have 5 regions: south, east, north, west, central. 5 regions. And 5 columns. Let us say column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Now you can see it shows like this. So horizontal slicer vechikalam, vertical vechikalam. Select the slicer, decrease the height, increase the width. Then go to the slicer columns and change the columns to 5. Because I have 5 columns, 5 regions. If you don't want the slicer உங்களுக்கு வேணாமா, ரொம்ப simple. Select it and delete it. உங்க கீபோர்ட்ல delete என்ற கீயை press பண்ணா போதும். That's all. Slicer will get deleted. Okay. Now, one advantage we'll see. Then we'll see how to make this table as a normal table also. How we are giving a name for a file. ஒரு ஃபைலுக்குன்னு ஒரு பேர் கொடுக்குறோம். This file is 01 pivot. The sheet is having some name. Similarly, we can have a name for your dynamic table also. Dynamic table ku neenga per kudukalam. That's the best practice actually. Place the cursor on the table. Table design. Table la cursor vechi table design paidu. First option available here. Table name, it's table 1. Give some meaningful name, but adha or challenge irukku. No space. No special characters. Space kuduka kudadu. No space is allowed. Special characters like hyphen, dollar, slash adhalam kuduka kudadu. So without space, without special character, and your name should start with the alphabet. Start with the alphabet. Neenga 1 2 3 name kuduka kudadu. You can give some name. For example, XYZ 1 2 3 இப்படி குடுக்கலாம். இது problem இல்ல. It should start with the alphabet. Okay. For example, I'll say region P and L. This is region wise P and L. So region, and I say P and L. Is my naming correct? Name correct utturukana. Undu potrukka special character. So what will happen? If I press enter, it is throwing an error. So start with the underscore or letter. Does not include the space or special characters. Do not conflict with the area exist. ஏற்கனவே இருக்க பேர் கொடுக்க கூடாது. எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் நினைக்கிறேன். File name, same name, அதெல்லாம் கொடுக்க கூடாது. Okay. So now let us give some name here. Region without space, without special characters. PL னு கொடுத்துறோம். Now press enter. Underscore கொடுப்போம். Underscore is allowed. Underscore is allowed. You can give some name. What is the advantage? What is the purpose? எதுக்காக இந்த நேம் கொடுக்குறோம்? What is the usage of this naming? When you go to the next level, there is an advantage. We'll see that tomorrow. But if a basic advantage, காலையில பார்த்ததான். Suppose I want to go to, I am in sheet number 6. I want to go to that particular table. Region P and L table போணும். But I don't know where is the table available. And the table எங்க இருக்குன்னே எனக்கு தெரியல. I don't know where is the table. Very simple. Go to this name box. There is a name box and arrow mark in the name box. So the name box or arrow. Click on the arrow mark of the name box and select the table name. Now the table name is displayed. Only the dynamic table name will be displayed. Matta table name la varadu. Dynamic table name mattumda. Click it. Yes. The table will get selected. Or நீங்க மார்னிங் பாத்தீங்க பாருங்க. I don't know the table name. அதுக்கு வியூல போனீங்கன்னா you can see the navigation. Then the page number, when you go to the page number, click on it, right side navigation. For that, I think you need a internet connection, right? So இங்க போயிட்டு அந்த பேரை டைப் பண்ணீங்கன்னா போதும், region P&L. இங்க வந்துருக்கு பாருங்க, the table name is displayed. இதை click பண்ணாலும் table select ஆயிடும். Or the simple way is go to that top here, name box, click it, your table name will get selected. எங்கிருந்து வேணாலும் நீங்க டேபிளை செலக்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். You can select the table from any location. இங்க இருக்க ஆப்ஷன் தான். All the option available. You can adjust the height, width. That are all the things you can change. Font style, unfortunately you cannot change it as of now. Okay. So many advantages are available, but I don't want this table as a dynamic table. Can I convert this table into a normal table? Paribadi. Yes, I want it as a normal table. How can I reconvert it back to a normal table? Two methods, but nothing will happen to your data. Data will get preserved. The color background formatting will get preserved, but other things will go off. Slicer and the slicer will go off, filter will go off, auto copying, subtotal, grand total, it will become a normal table. So two methods. Right click on the pivot, right click on the dynamic table. Right click on the dynamic table. Convert to range. This is first method. Right click, table, convert to range. Method number 1. Method number 2. Table design, convert to range. First method is right click on the table, convert to range. This is method 1. Method 2. Table design, convert to range. Second method. So you can use any one of the method. It will ask for the confirmation. Do you want to convert the table into a normal table? If you say confirmation as yes, it will be converted as a normal, plain, simple table. As I told, data will be preserved. Color and formatting will be preserved. So let us say convert to range. Do you want to convert the table into a normal range? Yes. That's it. மேல டாப்ல டேபிள் டிசைன் வரனாலே நீங்க புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம், this is table is a normal table. How can I convert this table into a dynamic table again? T or Control L. But suppose if you forgot, எனக்கு மறந்து போச்சு, I don't remember the shortcut key. Is there any other method to convert as a dynamic table? I told you 5 or 6 methods. Second method, one is Control T, Control L. Third method, insert. Go to insert, table. Third method, insert, table. Fourth method, home tab, format as a table. Home tab, format as a table. Another method, Control Q, table, table. Control Q. Place the cursor on the table, press Control Q, table. Another method to convert your table into a dynamic table. So we have 4 or 5 methods available. எந்த மெத்தட் உங்களுக்கு கன்வீனியன்டா இருக்கோ அது யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க. எனக்கு I always recommend shortcut key. I like to use more shortcut keys. Okay. So already attended my session, you would have been aware of it. Normally each topic is completed. I will give you some task. Based on the task, I will give you some score also. Or first who is finishing first will get a sixer, second will get a 4, third will get a 3, then 2, then 1. Tomorrow evening we will consolidate it. Who is coming on top 3, top 5, you will get a certification, excellent certification. Other people will be getting a participation certification. That's your company. Company, they will give you the participation certification. This is from my side with Microsoft logo. You will get a top 5 certification. Okay. So your first exercise is going to, your first task is going to begin now. The next sheet, sheet number 02. First, we will convert this table into an official Excel dynamic table. But that's not your task. That's your task. 1 second. So convert the table into a dynamic table. Control T or Control L. Okay. And give some meaningful name for it. Actual versus plan, budget. So let us give some name called as budget, planned budget. I'm giving some name, planned budget. You can give any meaningful name for your understanding without space and without special characters. Space illame, special characters illame. So what are you going to do is, you are going to create a report. இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி ஒரு புது pivot table create பண்ண போறீங்க. New sheet or same sheet is your wish. புது ஷீட்ல பண்ணுங்க இல்ல அதே ஷீட்ல பண்ணாலும் ஓகே. Wherever you want you can do it. But what is the report I want is, I want a report like this. Yes. Create a, I will zoom that, wait, I will zoom that. Create a pivot. You are going to create a pivot table. Plant wise, equipment category wise. Over plant like Chennai, Hosur, Mumbai, Pune. The plant equipment category, air compressor, CNC machine, conveyors. What is the sum of planned cost, sum of actual cost, sum of breakdown count, sum of budget. That's all. So you have to create this report. You can do it in the same sheet or you can do it in a different sheet. Output eppadi vandalum paravailla. Enga vandalum paravailla, but I want all this 5 outputs. Yes, yes. Question on the screen layer. Plant wise, equipment wise. What is the sum of planned cost, actual cost, and the breakdown count, budget. Or ask. Answer. Okay, are very fast. Let me do it. Insert, pivot, new sheet or existing sheet is your wish. Let us put it into the existing sheet so that my file size will be lesser. Pudu sheet create panna, your file size will get increased. So existing sheet, some location. Okay. What is my report? My report is plant wise, about plant. First plant, then equipment category wise. What are all the formula we want is we want the plant cost first. So let us bring the plant cost. You can make a tick mark since it's a number. Actual cost. And the next one is breakdown count. So breakdown count. Next one is budget. I don't know whether you are getting in a tabular form. எல்லாருக்கும் இந்த tabular form வருதான்னு தெரியல. Tabular form வந்தா okay, but how do we convert this into a tabular form now? I want the column Chennai separately and I want this air compressor CNC machine separately. என்ன பண்ணலாம்? Design, report layout, show in tabular. Very good. Same report. இதே reportல add a column. Find the average of variance. Average of variance percentage. அது ஒரு column. And change the sum of budget to percentage of grand total. Sum of budget percentage of grand total. 2 extra columns should be added. 2 extra column நீங்க add பண்ணணும். One is variance percentage. அது எங்க வேணா வரலாம், ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல வரலாம், லாஸ்ட்ல வரலாம். You can bring it on the first, you can bring it on the last. That's your wish. Variance percentage, count of average of variance percentage. Next வந்து percentage of actual cost. இங்க actual spend ன்னு போட்டிருக்கோம், the actual cost. ஒரே நிமிஷம். The columns இங்க இருக்கு. இங்க இருக்கு 2 column. Percentage of grand total or actual cost. Actual budget. Actual budget auto. Percentage of total. Total. Actual cost for budget. Yes, sir. Percentage of Yes. I'll come. I'll. Okay. Most of the people has added at the last. Lastly add பண்ணலாம், you can add it on the first also. Let us bring the percentage variance here to the sigma value, but we want the average. Right click, summarize value by average. For the budget, we want the percentage of grand total. Right click, show value as percentage of grand total. We can change the title, that is percentage of grand total. And we want the sum also again, maybe percentage of grand total. Right click, show value as percentage of grand total. And bring the budget once again here. So that rendu thara varum. So we have the average, we have the percentage, we have the sum also. Column you can change it. In a column where order la irukku, that column order you can change it here. Now the same report, maybe the last one in this exercise. Same report. Add a calculated field. You ஒரு calculated field add பண்ண போறீங்க. Add a calculated field. What is the formula is budget minus actual costs. Budget minus actual cost. That's formula. Don't create a formula in Excel. Create a formula in pivot table. Pivot table kulla eppadi or formula create பண்ணு. Shortcut key கூட இருக்கு. We have a shortcut key for that also. Create a formula inside a pivot. Don't create a formula inside a table. Sir. Show me the formula. Yes. Heading.
Sorry to interrupt. In the room, there is a requirement after 3:30. So break, we will leave at 3:30 to 3:45. Shift to Gurukula. Huh? Have you all shift to Gurukula? Laptops na எடுத்துட்டு shift பண்ணிடுங்க.
அவர் அந்த யூரியம் கூப்பிட்டுருங்க லேப்டாப் பெருசான. points now.
ஆல்ரெடி பிளக் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து சார்ஜஸும் மவுசஸ் மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கோங்க உங்க கையில. பிளக் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் நாங்க வந்து கொடுக்க சொல்றோம். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ. மெயில் அனுப்பிடுவோம். மெயில் அனுப்பிடுவோம். நாளைக்கு இந்த வென்யூஸ் கொடுக்கலாம். ஓகே.
Okay. Tell me, how can I create a formula in pivot table? Analyze. Then field items and sets. Calculated field. Or what is the shortcut key for it? Control Shift plus. Control Shift plus is the shortcut key. Go to analyze, field items and sets, calculated field, or Control Shift plus is the shortcut key. What is the formula name? Could you tell me what is the formula name? Budget. Budget variance. What is the formula? It's very simple. Delete that 0. What is the formula is budget minus actual cost. So budget, they have allocated a budget and we did the actual cost, whether it's a positive or negative. Add. Okay. So, yes. Sum of budget variance. Budget minus actual cost. Very good. Let us go to the exercise number 03. We are going to create some reports here. Nariya concepts paakano, column wise and report filters. We are going to see so many. First, let us convert this table into a dynamic table again. We have city name, salesperson name, order date, order ID, payment method, and order amount. We'll convert this table into a dynamic table. Place the cursor on the table. Control T, Control L. Okay. Place the cursor on the table and I press Control T, Control L. Make it as a dynamic table. And you can give it a name for the table also. Try to give some meaningful name for the table. I think these are all sales orders. So let us give some name. Orders. I'm giving a name orders. So convert a table into a dynamic table and then we have given a name for the table also. After giving the name, once again on the same sheet or different sheet is your wish. அதே ஷீட்ல பண்ணாலும் ஓகே, இல்ல வேற ஷீட்ல பண்ணாலும் ஓகே. Find city wise, salesperson wise, city wise, salesperson wise, count, average, sum, percentage of parent total. Percentage of parent total. All the four is based on the order amount. எல்லாமே order amount based பண்ணி தான். All the four are based on the order amount. All the four. Sum, count, average and percentage of parent total. Bhopal 100% on the what is the percentage of Chandran Karan? Four average and some where is count. Count the average is some percentage.
Percentage of
count percentage of parent total. Parent total now. Parent total. Parent total. Grand total. Parent total. Grand total. Parent total, not a grand total. Parent total, grand total, sir. All the poor. This is correct. No, this is not. Get the parent daughter, not the granddaughter. Yes. Hundred 56 percentage of parent question. Yes. Let us create a report. Insert pivot table, table from the table, an existing worksheet. Maybe I'll put somewhere else here. Okay. City wise into rows, salesperson into rows, order amount into sigma, but we want the count. Right click, summarize value by, make it as count. Once again, drag the order amount to sigma, right click, summarize value by average. First count, second average, third. One more time, drag it and bring it here. Like sum. First one is count, second one is average, third one is sum. Once again, order amount here, right click, show value as percentage of parent total. நிறைய பேர் மிஸ் பண்ணி grand total போட்டுருக்கு. Percentage of parent total based on what? Based on city. Yeah. If Bhopal is 100, what is Chandran, what is Karan? If the Goa is 100, what is Bharat and Lakshmi? Design, report layout, show in tabular form. Heading, percentage by city wise. Yes. Create a calculated field. 7% of order amount. Simple. Very easy. 7% of order amount. Create a calculated field. Incentive. The column name is incentive. The column is incentive. Okay, how to do this? Control Shift plus. What is the formula? Name is incentive. The formula is 7% multiply it order amount. Add. Okay. Yes. So we got sum of incentive here. Come back to the same exercise number 3. Adhe exercise number 3 ku vandrunga. City, salesperson, order date, order ID, payment method and order amount. Now let us create one more report. நம்ம இன்னொரு report create பண்ணோம். Order date wise. What is the sum of order amount? ஒவ்வொரு order dateலயும் order amount எவ்வளவுன்னு பண்ணணும். So let me do that. Place the cursor on the table. Insert, pivot. Place the cursor on the table. Insert, pivot. Existing worksheet. Location. Maybe some other location here on the right hand side. Or you can create it on the new sheet also. That's your wish. But new sheet pudu panna file size persa. So let us put it in the same existing sheet. Location. Okay. Order date. Let us bring the order date to rows. Order amount to sigma. Order date rows la kondu vandirukom, order amount sigma la kondu vandirukom. This is the advantage of using the latest version of Excel here. So நம்ம order date rows la order amount sigma la kondu vandirukom. What has happened is automatically Excel has grouped your date. Excel group பண்ணிச்சு பாருங்க. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. If I expand 2020, you will get quarter-wise report. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. If I expand quarter 1, you will get month-wise report. If I expand month, I think 24 la work ஆகுதான்னு பாருங்க. month க்கு அப்புறம் day. If I expand, you will get it by day-wise. இது ஒரு very new feature. முன்னாடி பழைய வெர்ஷன்ல இயர் குவார்டர் மந்த் வரும் டே வருதா 24 டே வைஸ் ஆல்சோ பட் ஐ எம் நாட் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைட் வித் திஸ் இது எனக்கு சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷனா இல்லை பிகாஸ் ஒவ்வொரு இயரையும் போய் மாதிரி எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணி பார்த்தா டைம் தான் வேஸ்ட் ஆகும் சப்போஸ் ஐ வாண்ட் 23 மீன்ஸ் ஐ வில் எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் 23 அதில் குவார்டர் 1 எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணோம் அதில் ஜனவரி எக்ஸ்பேண்ட் பண்ணோம் இட்ஸ் இஸ் காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட் ஃபார் மீ ஸோ ஐ வாண்ட் அ பெட்டர் ரிப்போர்ட் ஐ வாண்ட் இயர்லி அண்ட் மந்த்லி over year over month what is my sum of order amount. I want to create a report. Two methods. Right click on the year or a month. Right click on that year or a month or a day. Right click on it. Group. Right click and go to group. Or use the shortcut key Alt Shift right arrow. Keyboard la Alt Shift right arrow or right click group whichever is easier. Right click பண்ணி group போங்க இல்ல Alt Shift right arrow யூஸ் பண்ணுங்க whichever is easier. Right click group or Alt Shift right arrow. I will go with Alt Shift right arrow. It's opening a dialog box, push our dialog box open ஆகுது, where we can see seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, quarters, years. I want only yearly and monthly report. And yearly, monthly வந்தா போதும். I don't want minutes and seconds. So let us remove that quarters. Month select பண்ணிட்டேன், years select பண்ணேன். Month and years are selected. Years and months are selected. Okay. Yes. We got yearly, monthly. Every year, every month. But still we'll make a better report. You know, report 100% better. We'll make a better report after this also. Right click, group, alt shift right arrow grouping it. And I selected yearly and month. If you want quarters also, you can select it. But you know how to bring it as a tabular form. Over that tabular form of if you make this as a normal morning பண்ணீங்க like file, options, data, edit default layout. இங்க tabular form போட்டு விட்டீங்கன்னா எல்லாமே இனிமேல் tabular form வந்துரும். Not required every time you have to do this. But why I'm doing this is to remember it. Practice பண்றதுக்காக தான் இதை நான் திரும்ப பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். Let us right click. Let us go to design, report layout, show in tabular form. So we got yearly, monthly, every year, every month. What is the sum of order amount? Yearly, monthly. Still I'm not okay. Now I want this report much better. For example, yearly, monthly report is okay. But I cannot see a very big report like this. Present பண்ணும்போது I cannot present it. People will not get interested to see a very big report like this. So, see where the value is very less. எங்க value ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்குன்னு பாருங்க. I think years are only 5 or 6 years. Month are 12. So, month அதிகமா இருக்கு, years கம்மியா இருக்கு. Whichever is lesser, drag it and put it into columns. எது கம்மியா இருக்கோ அதை columnsல கொண்டு வா. எங்க values அதிகமா இருக்கோ, let it be in rows. So let us bring the years into columns. Yes. So we got years into columns. Now you can see a better report now. Every year, every month. So on the years அப்படியே columnsல கொண்டு வந்துட்டோம். Now I can see a better report. Compared to last year, how was this year? Compared to 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24, 20, 24, 25. இன்னும் சில மெத்தட்ஸ்லாம் பண்ணலாம். Can I show a trend line for this? For example, some basic of Excel we would have covered it, but still I want to say this here also. For example, January how was my trend? For January 20, 21, 22, whether we have improved it or போன ஜனவரிக்கு அந்த ஜனவரிக்கு டிப் ஆயிருக்குமா இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆயிருக்குமான்னு பார்க்கலாம். Select this January month data. Don't select the grand total. Select this January month data. Only the January month. I want to know the trend in a graphical format. இதுக்காக தனி கிராஃப்லாம் ட்ரா பண்ண முடியும். Draw a graph. I want to see each and every month how was my trend. So select the January month. Go to insert. Under insert, when you go to insert, below the insert, spark lines. மூணு விதமான ஸ்பார்க் லைன். லைன் ஸ்பார்க் லைன், காலம் ஸ்பார்க் லைன், வின் அண்ட் லாஸ். லைன் காலம்ன்றது பார் சார்ட் மாதிரி வரும். வின் அண்ட் லாஸ் நெகட்டிவ் பாசிட்டிவ் வரும். ஸோ லெட் அஸ் கோ ஃபார் லைன் ஸ்பார்க் லைன். லைன் இன்சர்ட்ல போயிட்டு லைன். வேர் யூ வாண்ட் தட் லைன்? லொகேஷன். மேபி ஐ வாண்ட் இட் ஹியர் நெக்ஸ்ட் டு த கிராண்ட் டோட்டல். கிராண்ட் டோட்டல் பக்கத்துலேயே. ஐ எம் ஜஸ்ட் புட்டிங் இட் நெக்ஸ்ட் டு த கிராண்ட் டோட்டல் ஹியர். Okay. So it shows me the trend. January month it has improved, then it has gone down, it has improved, and then it is going down. அப்படியே copy it till the bottom. Go to the corner. No shortcut key. Control C, Control V you can use it, or else drag it and bring it till the bottom. So it shows the trend for each and every one. Per month உடைய trend. So January month how was my trend? February month how was my trend? March month how was my trend? out of this January month, I want to know which year has the highest value. இதெல்லாம் ஓகே, எந்த இயர்ல ஹையஸ்ட் நடந்திருக்கு, விச் இயர், வெதர் திஸ் இஸ் 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, எந்த இயர்ல. ஸோ டாப்ல போனீங்கன்னா ஸ்பார்க் லைன்ஸ், ஸ்பார்க் லைன் கான்டெக்சுவல். இப்போ பாருங்க, ஸ்பார்க் லைன் ஒரு புது கான்டெக்சுவல். ஹை பாயிண்ட், லோ பாயிண்ட், நெகட்டிவ் பாயிண்ட், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட், லாஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட். சப்போஸ் ஐ சே ஹை பாயிண்ட், highest point. So as per my data 22, இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 22ல தான் highest நடந்திருக்கு. So Februaryல I think 21ல 20ல we have more highest sales. மாதிரி it shows the small dot. எங்க அதிகமாக நடந்திருக்கு, where we have the highest value. இந்த மாதிரி lowest எல்லாம் கூட பண்ணலாம். If you don't like this, can I put it as a column chart, bar chart மாதிரி? Same spark line, line க்கு பதிலா you can put it as a column, or we can add a line column both also. Column, yes, small mini bar chart மாதிரி, குட்டி bar chart. Maybe on the color red க்கு பதிலா you can put some other color also. Bar chart போன தடவை பண்ணது line chart, இது குட்டி bar chart. Marker color, highest point I'll put some color, maybe high point I'll put a green color. எங்கெல்லாம் highest அதெல்லாம் green color ஆ இருக்கு. Me chart. If you don't like the spark line, as of now I'm going to remove it because we are going to do some other activity. Select the spark line, clear the selected spark line, clear the selected spark line group, clear the selected spark line or clear the selected spark line group. ஒரு கம்பேரிசன் ரிப்போர்ட் பார்த்துக்கலாம். This report is okay, but நான் இன்னும் பெட்டரா பண்ணணும். For example, I want to know compared to 2020, in 2021 whether we have improved, எவ்வளவு improve பண்ணிருக்கோம், எவ்வளவு percentage we have improved it, or how many values we have improved compared to 2021, 22, 23, or we can have something. Suppose 20 is my benchmark. 20 a benchmark வச்சுட்டு 20 versus 21, 20 versus 22, 20 versus 23, 20 versus 24 அப்படி கம்பேர் பண்ணலாம். So right click on the pivot, right click on it, show value as, right click on this, show value as. Under show value as there are two options. Difference from, percentage difference from, ரெண்டு இருக்கு பாருங்க. Difference from is number, percentage difference from is percentage, of course. So நான் percentage லே போட்டேன். Right click, show value as, percentage difference from, and it says month March. Why it is saying month March is because my cursor is in the March month ல இருக்கனால it's saying March month. I don't want to compare with March month. I want to compare one year to another year. 20 versus 21, 21 versus 22. இப்படி compare பண்ணணும். So instead of the month, make it as year previous. Previous என்றது 20 versus 21. 21 versus 22. போன வருஷத்துக்கு compare பண்ணணும். As I told you, if you want to make a particular year as a benchmark, then you can say 20. 20 a benchmark ஆச்சு, 20 versus 21, 20 versus 22, 20 versus 23 compare. Your wish, but I go for previous. Okay, so compare to previous year. 2020 compare பண்ணா 2021 ல we have improved 4%, 4% improve பண்ணிரு. Compared to 21, 22 we have 52% increase. Compared to 22 there is 22% lesser compared to 22, 23. It was lesser. No, sir, 3:30 actually. Tea break. Why 2020 is empty? There is no previous year for checking. But grand total is empty because grand total cannot be checked with anything. So I don't want this grand total should appear. So அது எடுத்துடலாம். எப்படி எடுக்கலாம்? Design, under design, grand total. There is nothing called as off. Off illa. Off into the overall switch off. But here on column only. On column only na row wise total should be off. That's the meaning for this. On column only. Yes. This empty in the grand total baranga, it will be switched off. Now you can see it here. Compared to last year, 20 compare panna, 21 எப்படி இருக்கு, 21 compare panna, 22, 23, 24. And you explore panni, select the entire data. I think this you are aware of conditional formatting, home tab, conditional formatting, color scale போடலாம், data bars போடலாம். Data bar, let us select the green data bar. Positive இருக்கிறதுலாம் green, negative இருந்தா red. Bigger positive, bigger green, lesser positive, lesser green, red. இந்த bar எல்லாம் வரும் பாருங்க. Conditional formatting ல போயிட்டு select the table. Conditional formatting, you can apply the data bar, solid fill, green color. The color scale கூட கொடுக்கலாம் நீங்க. Green, yellow, red. எங்கெல்லாம் வேல்யூஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்கோ green, மிடிலாக இருந்தால் yellow, லோயஸ்டாக இருந்தால் red. Conditional formatting. Try பண்ணி பாருங்க. Basics of Excel. Okay. Let us bring this back to the normal view. Normal view means I don't want the percentage, I want the exact value because we are going to do some other activity. Right click, show value as no calculation. Calculation எதுவுமே இல்லாம normal. I want just the value. What is the number? Thousands, lakhs, whatever it is. No calculation. So what is 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25? Before making the aging analysis dashboard, aging analysis பார்க்க போறோம், dashboard பார்க்க போறோம், splitting லாம் பார்க்க போறோம். Before that, this report which you have created, நீங்க create பண்ணீங்க இல்லையா அந்த just now yearly monthly report. So the convert it first இது மாத்திருங்க, show value asல போயிட்டு make it as no calculation because next thing may not work. Error வரும், அதனால தான் I asking you to convert it as no calculation. This report what we did, convert this report, நீங்க பண்ணதுலே இதான் ஈஸி இருக்கிறதுலே. Convert that report into a weekly report like this. இப்போ நீங்க பண்ணீங்க இல்லையா the yearly monthly report அப்படியே weekly report மாத்தி காட்டுங்க. இந்த மாதிரி வரணும் எனக்கு output. My final output should look like this. Weekly, every week what is my total? ஒவ்வொரு வீக்கும் என்னோட டோட்டல் எவ்வளோன்னு வரும். My output should look like this. Weekly report. Yearly, monthly illa weekly. If you know how many days are there in a week, you can do it. ஒரு வீக்ல எத்தனை நாள் இருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்சா பண்ணிடலாம். Final output should look like this.
Sir,
If you know how many days are there in a week, you can do it. ஒரு வாரத்துல எத்தனை நாள் இருக்குன்னா okay. How can I make this report as a weekly report? Right click on the date, or we have a shortcut key. What is the shortcut key for grouping? Alt Shift right arrow. Alt Shift right arrow. Remove the years, remove the months, and select the days and make it as 7. Some people wants to make it as 15 days, 28 days. எப்படி வேணாலும் பண்ணிக்கலாம். That's why they didn't fix it. Weekly ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் அவங்க ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணாத ரீசன் அதுதான். We can make it as 14 days, we can make it as 28 days, whatever you want. Okay. But in my system, sorry, 7 days மாத்தல நான். Group make it as 7. Now it's going in a column format. Drag it and bring it to rows. Now we got a weekly report. So this report is ready. I want to do two things. One is you can send the report. Another one is you can present the report. முதல்ல எப்படி present பண்றதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். Then we will see how to send this report. Place the cursor on the table. Last session we did it in the dynamic table. இதே கான்செப்ட் நம்ம dynamic tableல பார்த்தோம். Analyze. Place the cursor on the table. Go to pivot table. Analyze. Insert slicer. இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி dashboard we will see it in another few minutes. After the break அப்புறம் நம்ம பார்க்கலாம் அதை. Analyzeல போயிட்டு insert slicer. For what you want the slicer? For example, I want the slicer for a city in வச்சுக்கலாம். For example, let us select city. Okay. A slicer is created for city. Now it's very simple. If I select Bhopal, you will get the weekly report for Bhopal. Goa weekly report. Hosur weekly report. Vizag weekly report. That's very simple. So whatever you select, based on that, it's showing the weekly report here. Same thing we did it in the afternoon for the dynamic table also. Dynamic table ko idhe dhaan paathom. But pivot table la we have one more extra advantage. So இது என்ன பண்ணோம்? Place the cursor on the table, analyze and insert a slicer. But before that insert slicer, we have one more option called as insert timeline. It even Power BI also this option is not available. Normal table also this option is not available. It's available only in the pivot table. Analyze, insert timeline. Let us click on insert timeline. Only one column is available, date, because that's the only column which is based on date. Data இருக்கிற ஒரே column அதுதான். That's why that column is available. Select that order date. I select the order date. Okay. Yes. We got the timeline here. Timeline is showing for months. I don't want it in months. Let us make it as years. Month years I change it to years. So that now you can filter it by year wise. Suppose I want to see the report only for year 2020. So 2020 I click panina, you will get only 2020's report. 2021, 2022, 2023. So எந்த இயரை கிளிக் பண்றீங்களோ அந்த இயரோட ரிப்போர்ட் you can see it here. Suppose I want 2020 as well as 2021. A corner போனீங்கன்னா 2020 I selected. The corner there is an arrow mark. You extend it 21, 22. So like this you can see 3 years or 4 years of data. But unfortunately we cannot select the non-continuous. நீங்க 21, 24 அப்படிலாம் பண்ண முடியாது. That's not possible. You can select only continuous 2 years. 21, 22. Even if you hold the control key and select it also, that's not possible. Continuous 2 years can be done. Non-continuous 2 years cannot be done. Okay. Slicer and timeline are somewhat similar, but the major difference between slicer and timeline is slicer can be used only for the numbers and text, whereas the timeline can be used only for the dates. Date based filter பண்றதா இருந்தா நீங்க timeline யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். Okay. Now, this report, we have seen how to present the report. In the report, I எப்படி present பண்றதுன்னு பார்த்துட்டோம். Okay. But I want to send the report. For example, I want to send this report to Bhopal. I want to send the report to Goa. I want to send the report to Hosur and Vizag. 4 reports. But I cannot copy and paste 4 reports. Suppose I have 40 cities. I cannot create 40 reports. But 2 simple steps we can do it. 2 steps. 2 steps. Place the cursor on this pivot table. Pivot table cursor vechikku. Place the cursor on the pivot table. Pivot table fields. Already we have used rows. Already we have used sigma. Already we have used columns. The one thing which we didn't use is the filter. Filter தான் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணோம். Now place the cursor on the table. Bring the city into filter area. அந்த சிட்டியை filter ஏரியால கொண்டு வாங்க. Step number 1. Step number 1. Bring the city into the filter area. Step number 1. Step number 2. Before going to the step number 2, நீங்க step number 2 போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி, please check, verify in city all is available. Cityல all என்ற ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கான்னு பார்த்துக்கோங்க. Why? Because if only Bhopal is available, it will create a report only for Bhopal. கோவா இருந்துச்சுன்னா கோவாக்கு மட்டும்தான், ஒசூர் இருந்தா ஒசூருக்கு மட்டும் தான் ரிப்போர்ட் வரும். I want the report for all the cities. So ஆல்னு இருக்கான்னு செக் பண்ணி, check whether all is available. If all is not available, then go to the arrow mark here and make it as all. All nu select panning. If all is available, well and good. If all is not available, make it as all. Adu all nu maatiri. All. Second step, analyze. First step is drag the city and bring it to filter. Second step, analyze. Options. Options. If you are not able to see the option should be visible on your screen. Kandipa visible இருக்கும். If some screen it's not visible because of your screen size. சில screen sizeல அது visible இல்லாம இருக்கும். So what you do is pivot table, under that you can see the option. Visible இருந்தா okay. If it is not visible, click on pivot table. Below that option will be there. அதுக்கு கீழ இருக்கும் பாருங்க. So what you do is go to the, don't click on the option straight away. அதுல ஒரு arrow இருக்கு பாருங்க. Click on the arrow. So go to analyze, options, arrow mark, show report filter pages. Show report filter pages. Analyze ல போயிட்டு options ல போயிட்டு show report filter pages. Okay, analyze, options, show report filter pages. It will ask, do you want to show the report filter pages for city wise? City wise report filter pages வேணுமான்னு கேக்குது. Of course, click on OK. That's it. நீங்க தான் சொல்லணும். You can tell me what has happened here after this. இதுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன நடந்திருக்கு நீங்க தான் சொல்லணும். 4 sheets has been created. Bhopal, Goa, Hosur, Vizag. If you go to Bhopal, you will see only the report of Bhopal. If you go to Goa, you will see only the report of Goa. Hosur, you will see only the report of Hosur. Vizag, you can see only the report of Vizag. So it has created 4 different sheets for 4 different reports. Next, we will see how to send a mail for this. Unfortunately, rented laptop, you cannot do it. Just watch in the other laptop because Outlook is not configured. But you can do the steps. Mail matta anupa mudiyadhu, but you can do the steps. So what we did, I am repeating the steps again. First, drag the city and bring it to the filter area. Step number 1. Step number 2, analyze, options, show report filter, pages. Okay. It will create 4 reports since we have 4 cities. If you have 40, it will create 40. If you have 100, it will create 100. Now, I want to send a mail. For example, for Bhopal city, I want to send this report as the mail. Morning, I think I told you how to send a mail from Outlook, how to bring Outlook to Excel. 3 methods. Method number 1. Go to the quat. Save, undo, redo. You can do the steps. The only thing is you cannot send a mail. Rented laptop steps mail and because Outlook is not available. You can try this. Step number 1. Method number 1. Other step number 1. Right click on this quat. Customize quick access toolbar. First method. Right click on the quat. Customize quick access toolbar. It will land into a particular area. This is method number 1. This is first method. Second method. If you are not comfortable with this method, in the method okay na use pannu. If you are not comfortable with this method, second method. There is a small arrow mark on the quat. Go to the arrow mark. More comments. This also will land into the same screen. This adhe screen le dhaan poi land agum. This also will land into the same screen. This same screen la poi dhaan land agum. More comments. Second method. If first method is not working out, you can select the second method. Second method will work out all. If you are not okay with the second method. Third method. File. Options. Quick access toolbar. File. Options. Quick access toolbar. Third method. I repeat it. First method. Right click on the quat. Customize quick access toolbar. Second method. Arrow mark here. More comments. Third method. File. Options. Quick access toolbar. The first method, try the second. Second okay, alna third. Third okay, alna only 3 methods. That's all. I hope everyone has landed into this method, right? Ellaru on the screen vandacha. Now, popular commands. Instead of popular commands, popular ku badala make it as command not in the ribbon. Instead of popular commands, make it as command not in the ribbon. Command not in the ribbon. Then click somewhere else here on the bottom. Click somewhere else here, just make a click. Somewhere else here. Click. You have to click it. Otherwise, it will be searching in the top only. Search click. Then, first letter for mailing, M. Just press M. Mail recipient. Or option. You should get an option called as mail recipient. Yes. If everyone has got that option only, I can go to the next step. Yes. Now what you do is add. add it. So it will be added here. Add or double click பண்ணாவது okay தான். You can make a double click on it also. Either click on add or you can make a double click on it also, whichever is easier. Add பண்ணாலும் okay, double click பண்ணாலும் okay. Let us add it. And I say okay here. If your file is encrypted, open a new file and do it. ஏன்னா உங்க சிஸ்டம்ல ஓன் சிஸ்டம்ல என்கிரிப்ட் டீக்ரிப்ட்லாம் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. அதனால தனியாக ஒன்றா ஒரு ஃபைலில் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க, என்கிரிப்ட் ஆயிருந்தா. ஓகே, ஸோ நவ் திஸ் பட்டன் இஸ் அவைலபிள் ஹியர். இங்கே வந்துருக்கு பாருங்க, சேவ் அன்டூ ரீடுக்கு பக்கத்தில் யூ கேன் சி தட் பட்டன் இஸ் அவைலபிள் ஹியர். Save, undo, redo. Next to that you can see that button. After this you cannot do it. Rented laptop la idukku appuram panna mudiyadhu because you don't have the Outlook available on your system. Unga system la Outlook irukadu, so neenga panna mudiyadhu. Own laptop, company laptops you can try. Click on this button. You will get two options. Send the entire book as attachment, send the message current sheet as the message body. Second neenga select pannu. Send the current sheet as the message body. If I select this and say OK, entire Outlook option will be opened in Excel itself. The Outlook is 2CC, BCC, and the optioning open. It's taking some time, but it will get opened. Kandipa open. You can see in the 2CC, BCC, ellame inge vandrum. You can just send a mail to anyone else. Neenga mail amchalam irukkum. Time ஆகுது, but it will create. தனி ஃபைல்ல போட்டு பாருங்க மேடம். எனக்கும் நெட்வொர்க் இஷ்யூ வருது. நானும் உங்க ஒய்ஃபைல தான் கனெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கேன். கீழே அந்த 2CC, BCC ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக வந்துடும். யாரு ஜஸ்ட் சென்ட் அ மெயில், தட்ஸ் ஆல். அந்த ஐடி டைப் பண்ணி நீங்கள் சென்டர் கொடுத்தாலே மெயில் போடும். ஆனால் உங்கள் நெட்ஒர்க்கில் தான் இருக்காங்க. Rented laptop you may not get it. ஸோ எக்ஸல்ல இருந்தே மெயில் அனுப்பலாம். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் ஏஜிங் அனாலிசிஸ் டேஷ்போர்ட். டீ பிரேக் அப்புறம் தான் பார்க்க முடியும். அது முன்னாடி வேற ஒரு கான்செப்ட் டாப் 10 பார்த்தலாம். Come to the exercise number 4. Exercise number 4 வந்துருங்க. First topic which you are going to do. Exercise number 4. Invoice date, city, invoice number, customer name, product name, category, cost, unit, invoice amount, payment received, due days. First we will convert this table into a dynamic table. வழக்கம் போல இந்த டேபிள் நம்ம டைனமிக் டேபிளா மாத்திரும். We will convert the table into a dynamic table. Control T, Control L. We will convert this table into a dynamic table. Control T, Control L. Okay. And we'll give some name for the table. The table ko or pair kuduthruvom. Let us give the name. Let us be invoice. And invoice date, city, invoice number la irukku. I have given a name called as invoice. So we have converted this table into an official Excel dynamic table. Or name kuduthittom. On a separate sheet. Tani sheet la pannunga because that separate sheet we want to make it as a dashboard. On a separate sheet, create a pivot table or insert a pivot table. Customer wise, yearly, sum of invoice amount.
Customer wise yearly sum of invoice sum. Yes, ma'am. Customer wise yearly sum of invoice. Yes.
Manage added date.
Still, they are calling. What points are not going to be? Clear. Okay. The flag points will have to put at least. Insert, pivot, existing worksheet, sorry, new sheet. Okay. Customer wise, let us bring the customer into rows because we have more customers. Invoice date into columns. இது ஓகே தான், இப்படி இருந்தாலே ஓகே. Or you want to make it as a better one, இன்னும் பெட்டரா பண்ணணும்னா நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலாம், ரைட் கிளிக் group, ரைட் கிளிக் group, make it as yearly. இல்ல அப்படியே இருந்தாலே ஓகே தான், இயர்லி தான் வருது, அது ஓகே தான். Or group it and make it as only years. Then sum of invoice amount. So we got customer wise yearly, what is the sum of invoice amount? This report we are going to make it as a dashboard report. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம dashboard மாத்த போறோம். Before that, let us give some name for the sheet. இந்த sheetக்கு ஒரு பேர் கொடுப்போம் because based on the sheet only we are going to connect. The sheet வச்சு தான் நம்ம connect reportலாம் பண்ண போறோம். Top 10லாம் கண்டுபிடிக்க போறோம். So let us give some name. Double click on the sheet. Or right click rename. I think this is invoice dashboard. So I'll give a name for this invoice dashboard. Any name as per your wish, give some name. So we'll convert it as a dashboard. Before that, same report, that yearly customer wise report, split city wise in a different sheet. கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி பண்ண பாருங்க, different sheet split பண்ணோம். Same thing I want you to do it. Chennai in a different sheet, Mumbai in a different sheet, Hyderabad in a different sheet, Jaipur in a different sheet. Tani sheet, idhe report I want it in a separate sheet.
split it into a different sheet. City wise.
Sir, ini pakai sir. Sir. Second double. Sir.
Okay. Tell me how to do this. What is the first step? Drag the city to filter. Then analyze options. Show report filter. Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Mumbai. Okay. Aging analysis, dashboard, top 10, grouping of numbers, text எல்லாம் பார்க்கணும். Save the file. We'll meet in the next room after the tea break. I'll pause the video record. Yes. Last session we have seen how to find out the yearly, monthly report. I'll split பண்றது எப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம். Finally, we have seen about how to split it. So come to the invoice dashboard report. We got this yearly customer-wise sum of invoice amount. In this, I want to know, for example, which customer has made more sales in 2021, 22, 23, 24. Or in 2021, for example, let me take this row-wise. Digital Guru, in which years he has made a better invoice? Abdi Pakala. Or in 2021, which customer has made a better invoice? I want to check that. Right click on the pivot, show value as. Right click on the pivot, show value as. Here you can see already we have seen this percentage of grand total. அது கீழே ஒன்று இருக்கு பாருங்க, percentage of column total, percentage of row total. You can try both. Right click, show value as percentage of grand total. Sorry, total. Percentage of column total. So 100%. In 2021, 100%. What is the percentage of each and every customers? So I think 2021 digital feature high tech is the highest. Even you can put a color for it. Color highlight we'll do that. So now you can see it shows out of the 100%, every customer what is the percentage. Check right click, show value as percentage of row total. Row wise you can check. Out of 100%, 2021 what is the percentage, and 22, 23, 24, 25. It shows the report in row wise. So you can compare it by row wise, you can compare it by column wise. But I want to give a ranking. For example, I want to know who is our better customer. I want to give a ranking one. Who has made more sales, more invoice. They are my first rank, second rank, third rank. Right click, show value as. You can see two options. Rank smallest to largest, largest to smallest. Who has made more, they are the first rank, that is largest to smallest. Who has made smaller, they are the first rank. Sorry, less rejection should have the highest ranking. absenteeism யார் கம்மி absent பண்ணிருக்காங்க அவங்க தான் highest ranking. அப்புறம் நீங்க go for smallest to largest. But here it's a invoice. So let us go for largest to smallest. அதான் better. Right click and go to show value as rank largest to smallest. By customer wise. Yes, of course by customer wise. Okay. So now you can see it shows who is our first rank. In 2021, I think Future Tech is our first rank. And 22 smart solution, 23 smart solution, 24 smart solution, 25 smart solution, 26. Overall, the smart solution is our first ranking. Okay. So you can compare vertically, you can compare horizontally, you can give a ranking also. But this is okay if your table is very small. இது ஒரு 10 row இருக்கு 20 row இருக்குன்னா நீங்க பண்ணலாம். Suppose I have hundreds of customer, your ranking it goes very big. இல்ல யார் டாப் ரேங்க்னு கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கே ரொம்ப டஃபா இருக்கும். Instead, I'll bring it to the normal view, right click, show value as, let us put it as no calculation. I want to know who is my top 5 customer. இருக்கிறதுலே top 5, இருக்கிறதுலே top 5 customer I want to know. Very simple. Right click on the customer name. Customer name இருக்குல்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு customer name. It's not required here to specifically select a particular customer. ஏதாவது ஒரு customer name. Any customer name, make a right click, filter. Make a right click, filter. There we can see an option available top 10. Right click, top 10. And what do you want? Whether you want top 10 or you can make it as bottom 10, bottom lowest, highest, or you want it in 10, or you can change it, or you want items, percentage wise who is topper. So I want it by top 5. So let us make it as I want only top 5 because already we have only 20. I want top 5 customers. So let us say top 5. That's it. So these are our top 5 customers. Based on the overall invoice amount. யார் நிறைய invoice பண்ணிருக்காங்களோ there are my top 5 customers. Right click on the customer name and go to filter top 5. Method 1. There is one more method also. Filter icon. இங்க filter போனீங்கன்னா under filter value filter. Filter value filter under value filter there is top 10. இப்படி பண்ணலாம். So go to the filter value filter top 10. Both are same. You can do it in any one of the method. Okay. So we got the top 5 customers, yearly top 5 customers. Now based on the same report, now what are we going to do is we are going to make one more report here. Maybe a chart here, maybe a chart here. Finally, we will convert it as a dashboard. So I'm going to create another report based on the same sheet. Today we can create a report based on only one sheet. Tomorrow we'll see how to make a report on multiple sheets. Or 10 sheet வச்சு கூட report create பண்ணலாம். Identical, non-identical 10 file வச்சு கூட report பண்ணலாம், which we are going to see tomorrow. Now let us come to the exercise number 4 again. Now I want to create one more report. Maybe let us take this due days. The due days எடுத்துக்கலாம். This due days, each due days, there are, I think this invoice was made on 30/5/2026. Today is 9, so 10 days I invoice, but still we didn't receive the payment. This due days wise, I want what is the sum of invoice amount. Over due days, what is the sum of invoice amount? That's a report I want to create, but the report has to be created next to the table here. The table பக்கத்திலே கொண்டு வரப்போம். We are going to bring that report very next to the table. So let me do that. Place the cursor on the table. Original Excel file 04. Insert. I want the report in the invoice dashboard. Invoice dashboard liye already ஒரு report இருக்கு, இது பக்கத்திலேயே நான் வரணும். நீங்க தான் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணும் அதுக்கு. Go to insert, pivot. What could be my next step? Existing worksheet. அப்புறம் invoice dashboard sheet select பண்ணுங்க. Then you have to select the cell location. But unfortunately, if you selected the wrong location, நீங்க தப்பான location select பண்ணா மாத்திக்கலாமா? Yes, we can change it, no problem. For example, I selected this location. தப்பா பண்ணிட்டேன். Wantedly I'm doing it. I selected a wrong location. Can I change the location now? Yes. Analyze. Pivot table analyze. The pivot table analyze key, you can see there is an option called as move pivot table. pivot table, analyze, move pivot table. So go to pivot table, analyze, move pivot table. Where you want to move it? I want to move it here. So தப்பா பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா நீங்க எங்க வேணாலும் மூவ் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கலாம். So I can move the pivot table wherever or some other sheet கூட move பண்ணிக்கலாம். That's your wish. But I'm moving it in the same sheet very near here. Now what is the report we want is due days. Let us bring the due days. The due days இருக்கு பாருங்க. I'm going to bring the due days to rows. Due days are rows ல கொண்டு வரேன். I'm bringing the due days to rows 10, 0, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 போயிட்டு இருக்கு. Fine. Invoice amount into sigma. Due days into rows, invoice amount into sigma. Fine, we got this report. 0 days, what is the pay? 0 days is actually not pending. 0 days na amount pending, we received the payment. 10 days, 11 days, 12 days. But I don't like this report. We cannot bring a very big report like this. In our report, no one will interest to see the report. So, right click on this 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Anywhere else, make a right click. Or Alt Shift right arrow, shortcut key for grouping. Right click group or Alt Shift right arrow grouping. When you make a right click on the years, date, month group, or yearly, monthly keko. But when I make a right click on numbers and go for grouping, it is asking what is the starting date. Starting date and then starting date is 1 because 0 is nothing. 0 na payment vandiruchu nartham, so it's not pending. So I want to start from 0, not 0, sorry 1. Ending. Normally, could you tell me aging analysis or anything? How do we split the days? Enna duration vechi split panna, any idea? Usually, stock statement பண்றதுக்கு pending statement க்கு normally 30 30 போடுவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். உங்க இஷ்டம் தான், நீங்க எது வேணாலும் போடலாம். Normally people prefer to press 30 days 1 to 30 30 to 60 அப்படி தான் போடுவாங்க. Your wish. நான் 30 30 ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். So let us make it as 180 starting from 1 till 180 வரைக்கும். ஏன்னா because I have only 150 or you can have 360 எவ்வளவு வேணாலும் போட்டு 180. The gap is by 30 gap. This is your wish, but I am putting it as 30. So 1 to 180, the gap is 30. Okay. Yes. So 1 to 30 days, what is the sum of invoices pending? 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, 121 to 150, 151 to 180. Manually, it's very, very, very tough. Or I can use the word called as impossible to create a report like this. The மாதிரி ஒரு report create பண்ணா it's very tough and it's impossible, but very easily we have created a report just by grouping it. So I repeat it. முதல்ல report looks like this: a due days into rows, invoice amount into sigma. Then right click on the due days, go for group. Starting date is 1, ending date is 180. The gap is 30. As I indicated, the less than 1 is 0. 0 is not required. 0 is not a pending. I don't want that less than 1. 2 methods. Filter ku poidunga. Go to filter and remove that less than 1. Untick that less than 1. Or use the shortcut key Control minus. Control minus is the shortcut key for removing that less than 1. Filtering. And the less than 1 filter பண்றதுக்கு Control minus use பண்ணி. Control minus to filter. Or go to the filter icon, untick that less than 1. And less than 1 untick பண்ணாலும் okay. Both are same. Or place the cursor on less than 1 and press Control minus, the shortcut key. Okay. We'll make this as dashboard. Before that, assume I'm presenting this report. In the report, and I'm present a meeting, webinar, seminar, I'm presenting the report. 151 to 180 days, there are 8,37,000 pending. My head or someone is asking, show me the pending details. 151 to 180 days, there are more than 8 lakhs is pending. I want to see the details of that 8,37,000. 2 methods. Right click on this 8,37,000, show details. Right click panni show details kudukalam. Method number 1. Method number 2 is double click on that 8,37,000. Adha oru double click adinga. That's it. On a separate sheet. you will get the details of it. So what is the invoice date, what is the city, which is the invoice number, who is the customer name, and what are all the invoice amount pending. How do we cross verify that? Let me select the invoice date here, invoice amount here, and what is the total? 8,37,000. Perfect. So in the way the report just to double click on the report in a separate sheet. On the top it will show you the details also. This is the details for the invoice amount for due days of 150 to 181 days. Title create and it automatically converts the table as also dynamic table. Dynamic table. If you don't want this table, you can make a right click and you can delete the table also. But in the report, it's not required you have to see only that 150 and 180 days. Where are the report? For example, I want to know the gadget guru in 2026, 21,96,500. I want to see these details. Double click. So it will show you only the details of that gadget guru for year 2026. So like this, whatever the report you want, you can just make a double click and you can see that report. Okay. Finally, we'll make this as dashboard. This report is ready. Now let us make a small chart for this report. To create a chart in Excel or pivot table, it's very easy. Place the cursor on the table. Analyze pivot table, analyze, pivot chart. So pivot table, analyze, pivot chart. So the table la cursor vechinga. Place the cursor on the table. Go to pivot table, analyze, pivot chart. Method 1. Or else go to insert, pivot chart. Or else, if you want to create a column chart, in the column chart, then 100% then shortcut key use. You can use the shortcut key Alt F1. Some laptops you have to press Alt function F1. Alt function F1. Alt F1 or Alt function F1, which will create a chart in the same sheet. Column chart. Column chart down. Alt F1. We got a chart. If you want a column chart, the shortcut key is Alt F1. Or there is one more shortcut key F11, which will create a chart on a new sheet. Pudu sheet lower. Chart on new sheet. Alt F1 will create a chart on the same sheet. F11 will create a chart on the new sheet. But a new sheet, I want it in the same sheet. Alt F1 is better. Okay. So for this table, we have created a chart. For this table, I want to create another chart here. In our chart, sir? Alt F1. Alt function F1. Place the cursor on the table and press Alt. That's what I say. You place the cursor on empty area. Okay. Let us create another chart. Maybe I'll do this chart for this second table. Analyze, pivot chart, analyze, pivot chart. Let us go for a pie chart. Drill down, drill down, expand, collapse. We'll see that tomorrow. Like a Power BI Excel, which we'll do it tomorrow. So select the second table and go for analyze, pivot chart, and I select a pie chart or pie chart select. So I have two tables and two charts now. If I enter two table and two chart. So like this, you can have any number of tables, any number of charts. In the mari ethana table, ethana charts create. That's up to you. Based on your screen size, based on your report size, you can create any number of charts like this. எத்தனை chart வேணாலும் create பண்ணி. You can create any number of charts like this. Then I'll close this pivot table fields for a time being. இப்போதைக்கு நான் close பண்ணி வச்சுக்க போறேன் because I need some space on the right side. I am closing this pivot table field list. After closing, if you want it to get back later, right click and show field list kudta, it will come back again. But as of now, I am closing it. Place the cursor on any one of the table. ஏதாவது ஒரு டேபிள்ல cursor வச்சீங்க. It's not required you have to place it on a particular table. You can place the cursor on any one of the table. Please do remember the name of this sheet. இந்த ஷீட்டோட பேரை கொஞ்சம் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. It's easy. You can see it here itself. ஞாபகம் வச்சு கூட வேணாம், பார்த்தாலே தெரியுது. You can see that table name, sheet name. Now place the cursor on any one of the table. Analyze. ஏதாவது ஒரு டேபிள்ல cursor வச்சீங்க. Analyze. Insert slicer. I'll go to analyze. I'll go to insert slicer. Under that insert slicer, for example, let us select the slicer for city. I select the slicer for city. You can select it for anything. நீங்க எது வேணாலும் பண்ணீங்க. நான் city select பண்ணிக்கிறேன். Select the slicer, insert slicer. I selected city. Okay, but last is a very important step. Okay. A slicer is created for city. City க்கு ஒரு slicer create ஆயிடுச்சு. And I'm moving the slicer in some other area. Right click on the slicer. After inserting a slicer, right click on the slicer. Report connection. Right click on the slicer, report connection. First method. Second method. On the top, slicer, report connection. Right click on the slicer, report connection. Slicer, report connection. Both are same. நீங்க எப்படி பண்ணாலும் okay. Report connection. And in the sheetல, the sheet name is invoice dashboard. So see wherever the sheet name is available. இந்த sheet name எங்க இருக்குன்னு பாருங்க. Where is that sheet name? I think that sheet name is available here. Wherever that sheet name is available, make a tick mark. அது ஒரு tick பண்ணி விட்டுரு. Wherever that sheet name is available, make a check mark on that. That's all. Now say okay. Now let us see. If I click on Bangalore, all the 4 reports is filtering for Bangalore. So top 5 customer for Bangalore, aging analysis for Bangalore, chart is for Bangalore, this chart is also for Bangalore. Chennai, all the 4 report is for Chennai. Delhi, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Mumbai. So based on whatever you select, all the 4 tables are getting filtered. Interactive dashboard. I repeat it again. Place the cursor on any one of the table. Analyze. Insert slicer. City. Okay. Right click on the slicer. Report connection. Or go to the contextual tab called as slicer report connection. Both are same. And select that both the report available in that particular sheet called as invoice dashboard. Select it. Okay. Bangalore, it will show you the report for Bangalore, Chennai report, Delhi report, Hyderabad report, Jaipur report, Mumbai report, Pune report. So if I click, all the 4 reports are getting filtered. Okay. But before presenting this report, actually, I don't like this grid lines. And again, the grid lines, I am not a fan of this grid lines. Normally, presenting, I don't like this grid lines. So let us go to the view tab. Uncheck that grid lines. If you want, you can have it, but I don't like actually. Uncheck that grid lines. While presenting, uncheck the formula bar, but after that, in the formula bar, you have to bring the formula back again. Go to the view tab, remove the grid lines, remove the formula bar, remove the heading. The மூணுத்தையுமே நான் remove பண்ணிக்கிறேன். I removed the grid lines and formula bar. I removed the heading also. I removed all the three. Morning, I think we have seen a shortcut key for hiding the ribbon tabs. எல்லாத்தையுமே hide பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு shortcut key சொன்னேன், ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? Control F1 will hide it, but home insert, I want to hide everything. Control Shift F1. Very good. Now you can see only the reports are available on my screen. என் ஸ்கிரீன்ல வெறும் ரிப்போர்ட் மட்டும்தான் இருக்கும். No other things are available. Only the reports are visible on my screen. Control Shift F1. Okay. So now I have some extra space also. I can create another report also here. இங்க சில எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கு. இன்னும் 2 ரிப்போர்ட் கூட நீங்க கிரியேட் பண்ணலாம். Same Control Shift F1 to come back. But after that, please enable the formula bar and heading. Formula bar heading is required. Formula bar is when you write the formula. Anyway, we are not going to write the formula, but it's better to have it. That ABCD 1, 2, 3, that column name and row name should be available. So அதையும் tick பண்ணி வச்சிங்க later. While presenting, untick it and present it. After presenting, once again make a check mark. Okay. Now. Done. Clear? Because after this you are going to make some dashboards. You are going to create some reports like this. Clear? Any questions, doubts, queries on this? Rendu grouping பார்த்தோம். Do you remember what are all the 2 groupings we have did? One is the last one, grouping of numbers. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி we have seen grouping of date, yearly, monthly, weekly. Now we are going to see grouping of text. Let us create one more report. For example, based on the same table, let us take the city-wise. City-wise yearly sum of invoice amount. Let me create a report. Maybe in the same sheet on the bottom here, I want to create a report. City-wise yearly, I want to create a report here. So go to EX04, insert, pivot table, existing worksheet, location, go to that invoice dashboard. I'll put somewhere else here on the bottom. I have some space on the bottom. That's why I'm utilizing the space on the bottom. Okay. City wise, let us drag the city into rows. Invoice date into columns because I want yearly report. And invoice amount into sigma. So we got city-wise yearly sum of invoice amount. We have created a report. Last session, customer-wise we have created a report. Now I am creating a report city-wise. Now, here we have some cities: Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Mumbai, Pune. I want to group it. For example, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. All the 3 put together. South region. What is my total? Delhi, Jaipur, North region. What is my total value, total invoice amount? I want to group it. Before that, design, report layout, show in tabular. Tabular கொண்டு வந்தா கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கும் பண்றதுக்கு. Show in tabular. Now it's very simple. Select Bangalore. Your cursor should be like this, doctor symbol. Doctor symbol வந்தாதான் கரெக்டா செலக்ட் ஆகும். டாக்டர் சிம்பிள் வரலன்னா சரியா செலக்ட் ஆகாது. ஸோ கேர்ஃபுல். இந்த டாக்டர் இந்த மாதிரிலாம் போட்டிங்கன்னா, இந்த டவுன் ஆரோ போட்டிங்கன்னா it will not select properly here. So you have to get the doctor symbol. Select Bangalore, hold the control key, select Chennai, hold the control key, select Hyderabad. So Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. I'm selecting 3 cities, control key press பண்ணி Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, right click, group. Alt shift right arrow கூட பண்ணிக்கங்க. Right click group or alt shift right arrow for grouping. Yes. பாருங்க Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad has been grouped. What is the name of the group? The group 1 ன்னு வருது. நான் ரீநேம் பண்ண போறேன். South. இதெல்லாம் South region ஓட data. Just go there and type it. And group 1 ன்னு வருது இல்லையா? Just go there and change it to South. Same like Delhi, control key, Jaipur, right click, group. This is North region. Select Mumbai, select Pune, right click, group. This is West region. Even you can change the title of that heading also. Region, city 1 ன்னு இருக்கு இல்லையா? I don't want city 1, I want this as a region names. These are all region names. So we have seen how to group a number, we have seen how to group a text, we have seen how to group a date also. Date grouping பார்த்துட்டோம், number grouping பார்த்தாச்சு, text grouping பார்த்துட்டோம். Select whatever the city you want, right click group. Okay. Done. Ready. Any problems, sir? Done. Any challenges? Yeah. Create a pivot. Payment received wise. Sum of invoice amount. நீங்க தான் பண்ண போறீங்க. Payment received wise yearly. Payment received wise yearly sum of invoice amount. Then group the payment methods. Card payment, NEFT payment, UPI. Grouped together as online payments. Same exercise தான், அதே sheet தான். Same exercise. Create payment received wise yearly sum of invoice amount. Group it by card payment, NEFT, UPI எல்லாம் group it as online. Cash and check ன்றது traditional. So two groups தான், ரெண்டே group தான், easy. So card, NEFT, UPI online வரணும். Bangalore, Hyderabad, South. Card, NEFT, UPI is online payments. Cash and check are traditional payments. First create a report, create a pivot, payment received, yearly sum of invoice. The report create பண்ணி அப்புறம் group. Same sheet or different sheet is your wish. அதே sheetல பண்ணாலும் ஓகே, இல்ல வேற sheetல பண்ணாலும். Pending, remove that pending. Question layer, filter pending. Pending மட்டும் வேண்டாம். Okay, let me do this. Place the cursor on the table. இன்னொரு மெத்தட் கூட இருக்கு. If you know the name of the table, the name of the table is invoice. அது தெரியும்னா நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலாம்? Place the cursor on some other area here. Insert pivot table. The table range la அந்த டேபிளோட பேரை கூட நீங்க டைப் பண்ணிக்கலாம். If you know that name. Another method. Place the cursor somewhere else here where you want the report. Go to insert, pivot table. The table name is invoice. So I can type the table name here also. Table name is invoice, or you can bring it here. Anga poi insert pivot panalum, both are same. Okay. What is my report? My report is payment received, put it into rows. Yearly, put it into columns. Invoice amount into sigma. As I told, better to put it in a tabular form. Design, report layout, show in, tabular. Now, what are all the three things we have to group it is? Card, hold the control key, NEFT, hold the control key, UPI. Right click, group. Alt shift right arrow, shortcut key, group. The name of this grouping is online. These are all online payments. Next one is cash and check are all traditional payments. Select it, right click, group. These are all traditional payment method. And we don't want this pending. So place the cursor on pending, control minus. Or go to filter of the payment received, remove that pending. You tell me this. I'm showing this report on my full screen. Assume I'm showing this control shift F1. I'm showing this report on the full screen like this. When I select Bangalore, this two report is getting filtered. But now Bangalore panna in the report and in the payment received report I want to filter it. When I select Bangalore, first two reports are filtering. This rendu filter agudhu okay. The chart filter agudhu okay. But I want to filter this report also. Enna pannalam? Right click, report connection, and the sheet la what are all the reports available. Maybe 19 radu pona idu irukum. Adum connect pandradha pannikinga. I want to connect only the last one, 20. இது எப்படி நேம் கண்டுபிடிக்குது? இது 19 இது 20
How do we know that whether it's 90-20? I will tell you that. இப்ப சொல்றேன். Okay. Now select Bangalore. பாருங்க 3 ரிப்போர்ட்டும் பெங்களூருக்கு. Top 5 customer, aging analysis, and this payment received is also for Bangalore. Chennai, Delhi. Font size சின்னதாகிட்டு you can see that. So all the 3 reports are getting filtered. Control Shift F1. But how do I know this name is in the pivot table 2019? Place the cursor on the table. Analyze. Analyze la போய் பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த டேபிளோட பேர் இருக்கு பாருங்க. You can rename it. You can give some name. இதுக்கு வேற பேர் கூட நீங்க கொடுத்துக்கலாம். You can give some other meaningful name if you wish. If you don't like this name, you can give some meaningful name also. Okay. So overall finishing. Now actually first 3 பேருக்கு 6 கொடுக்குறேன் 3 பேருக்கு 4 கொடுக்குறேன். I'm giving because numbers are more. Normally first ஒருத்தர் தான் கொடுப்போம். I'm giving 2 or 3 sixers. But the next one is free hit. Who is finishing first? 66, 44, 33, 22. Free hit. கனெக்ட் பண்றது ஷார்ட்கட் இல்ல மேடம், ரைட் கிளிக் தான். ரைட் கிளிக்கு ரிப்போர்ட் கனெக்ட், சாரி அந்த ஸ்லைசர்ல போயிட்டு ரைட் கிளிக் ரிப்போர்ட் கனெக்ஷன், ஆர் மேல ஸ்லைசருக்கும் ரிப்போர்ட் கனெக்ஷன். அப்படிதான் பண்ணணும், ஷார்ட்கட் கீ எதுவும் கிடையாது. Five. Listen to the question and do it. 5. First convert this table into a dynamic. முதல்ல இந்த டேபிளை டைனமிக்கா மாத்திடலாம். Control T, Control L. Think from the morning you are doing it for at least 4 or 5 times. Now you would have been well versed on this dynamic table. எல்லாருக்கும் மனப்பாடமே ஆயிட்டு இருக்கும். ஓகே, இதுக்கு என்ன பேர் கொடுப்போம்? இதெல்லாம் டிரான்சாக்ஷன் ஐடி, டிரான்சாக்ஷன் டேட்லாம் இருக்கு. Trans. I'm giving a name as trans. What is the report you are going to create? நீங்க கிரியேட் பண்ண போற ரிப்போர்ட் என்னது? கொஸ்டின் நல்லா பார்த்துட்டு I will zoom that. வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க, நான் ஜூம் பண்றேன். First report, yearly rep wise, sum of total amount in the table base panni. You can create it in the same sheet or new sheet, is your wish. First report, yearly rep wise sum of total amount. First report. Second report, yearly product wise sum of total amount. But அதில் முக்கியமானது filter top 10 product. இதில் எனக்கு டாப் 10 ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் தான். there are 200s of products. I want only top 10. Finally, last ஸ்லைசர் branch. branchக்கு ஒரு ஸ்லைசர் போட்டு if I click on branch 1, both the table should get filtered. branch 1ல repo is report. branch 1 top 10 product. branch 2 report. HO report. So create 2 reports and connect it. Question மேல இருக்கு, ஆன்சர் கீழே இருக்கு. The question is on the top, answer is on the bottom. First report is yearly rep wise. Second report is yearly product wise. But second report I want only the top 10 products, not all the products. Top 10 products. Then insert a slicer for branch. branchக்கு ஒரு slicer போட்டு கனெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. Try. Please try. Click on branch 1. Okay, let me do this. Almost எல்லாரும் பண்ணிட்டீங்க. Most of you has already did this. Insert pivot table. New sheet or existing sheet is your wish. I will put it in the existing sheet. Place here. Okay. What is my first report? Rep wise. If you are trying to find tougher, நிறைய data இருக்கு, I don't want, I am not able to find the column name, means you can go to the search box. இங்க போய் டைப் பண்ணிக்கலாம் REP rep, so that it will appear straight away. Rep wise in rows. Next is invoice date, columns, total amount into sigma. So first report is done. Rep wise yearly sum of invoice amount. Second report, same insert, same pivot table, existing worksheet, location. I'll put somewhere else here. Okay. Here is product nanigra. Product wise, let's put the product into rows. Invoice date into columns, total amount, sigma. But I want only top 10 products. How can I get only top 10 products? Is right click on the product name, then filter top 10. Then connect பண்ணணும். Analyze, insert slicer, branch. Okay. But if I click on branch 1, both the tables should get filtered. என்ன பண்ணணும்? Right click, report connection, select both the report. Nothing new. Whatever we did in the last session, I'm redoing it again. Maybe the data is different. இன்னொரு report create பண்ணுவோம், then you will get more practice. நாளைக்கு நிறைய reports பண்ணுவோம். Okay. So branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. Same sheet. Create another report. Table. Delivered days wise. இது free sheet இல்ல, இது normal. Delivered days wise. Counter of trans ID. Delivered days wise. Delivered days. Date கிடையாது, days. Delivered days wise count of trans ID. Then group it. 1 to 63. Starting is 1, ending is 63. Gap is 7. Then create a timeline. கடைசியா ஸ்லைசர் மாதிரி timeline ஒன்று இருக்கு. You have to create a timeline and change the timeline to years. 22, 23, 24. When I click on 22, it should show the report only for 22. 23, it should show the report only for 23. Year-wise timeline. Create a report. Deliver days-wise count of trans ID. And group the delivered days. Starting 1, ending is 63. 1 to 7 days la எத்தனை material delivery பண்ணிருக்கோம். 8 to 15 days. For years, not for years. Where is timeline? The last one. Sir, date கிடையாது. Date போட்டு days போடலாம். Made as years. Insert the time.
Okay. Insert pivot table, existing worksheet, maybe somewhere else here. First one is delivered days, trans ID 1, 2, 3, 4 nu varudhu. We have to group it. Right click, group, starting is 1, ending is 63 days, 63, gap is 7. Over weekly 1 to 7 days குள்ள எவ்வளவு மெட்டீரியல் டெலிவரி பண்ணிருக்கோம்? 8 to 14 days, 15 to 21 days. Finally, analyze, insert timeline, invoice date, okay, but it's showing month. I can change it to years. But here I have 3 reports. Let me reduce the size. I have 3 reports. When I click on 2022, all the 3 reports should show only for 2022. Already branch click பண்ணா இது ரெண்டு report filter ஆகும். Okay. இந்த report filter ஆகாது. You know how to do it. Right click, report connection. We can select all the 3 reports now. So branch 1 click பண்ணா all the 3 report will get filtered. அது okay. But can you help me here? Now 2022 click பண்ணா all the 3 reports should show only for 2022. என்ன பண்ணலாம்? அதே right click on the timeline, then report connection, same thing now, no, nothing new. Select all the 3 sheets, all the 3 tables. So 2021, all the 3 report is 2021. 22, 23, நீங்க click பண்ண 3 report மே filter ஆகும். All the 3 reports are getting filtered. I want 22 and 23. இதை அப்படியே extend பண்ணு. So 22, 23. All the 3 report is showing for 22 and 23. Last and final task today. Last dashboard today. இதுவும் free hit தான். Exercise 6. Incident ID, plant name, production line, machine name, shift, event date, start time, downtime duration in minutes, downtime category. So the maintenance of a table. So the best பண்ணி நீங்க ஒரு report ready பண்ணி. You are going to make a report now. Make it as a dynamic table once again. So Control T or Control L. Okay. இதெல்லாம் இன்சிடென்ட்ஸ், என்னென்ன இன்சிடென்ட்ஸ் நடந்திருக்கு அப்படின்றத பத்தி ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட். ஓகே, நவ் கிரியேட் ரிப்போர்ட்ஸ். 2 ரிப்போர்ட், இது ஈஸி தான். 2 ரிப்போர்ட், ரெண்டுத்தையும் கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும். See that, create first report, create a pivot, product line wise count of trans ID, product line wise count of trans ID, first report. Second report, downtime duration wise, shift wise, downtime duration wise, shift wise, shift A, shift B, shift C. அப்புறம் அந்த downtime duration you have to group it. You have to group the downtime duration. Starting is 1, ending is 120, gap is 60. Sorry, அங்க 13 போட்டிருக்கு. That's not 30, that is 60. 60 group பண்ணணும். Finally create 2 slicers. Sorry, ஒரு slicer, ஒரு timeline. First slicer is downtime category. When I click on electrical failure, 2 tables should get filtered. அதே மாதிரி event date, அதுக்கு ஒரு timeline. January click பண்ணா both the tables should get filtered. So 2 report create பண்ணுங்க. Slicer timeline போட்டு ரெண்டுத்தையும் connect பண்ணுங்க. That's all. 2 report, question is on the top, answer is on the bottom. ஒரே ஒரு சின்ன சேஞ்ச் கொஸ்டின்ல grouping is starting is 1, ending is not 120, heading this is 60, the ending is 240. That ஒரு சின்ன சேஞ்ச். ஒன் ஹவர் ஒன்ஸ் எவ்வளோ இன்சிடென்ட், ஷிஃப்ட் ஏல எவ்வளோ இன்சிடென்ட் இருக்கு, ஷிஃப்ட் பில எவ்வளோ இன்சிடென்ட், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹவருக்கு, செகண்ட் ஹவருக்கு, தேர்ட் ஹவர்.
Create two reports and connect both the reports. Question is on the top, answer is on the bottom. Anyone? Okay, place the cursor on the table, insert pivot table, existing worksheet, location. இங்க பக்கத்துல எங்கேயோ செலக்ட் பண்ணி ஓகே. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன் இஸ் ப்ராடக்ட் லைன். ஒவ்வொரு ப்ராடக்ட் லைன்லயும் என்னென்ன இன்சிடென்ட் நடந்திருக்கு. ப்ராடக்ட் லைன், இன்சிடென்ட் ஐடி. ஸோ பிரேக் அசம்பிளியில் how many incident has happened, Calibri machine, shock observers. இது ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட்.
One more report. Insert pivot table, existing worksheet, location, maybe somewhere else here, pakadle. What is the next report is downtime. 1 hour down, 2 hours down, the downtime in minutes. Bring it to rows. Shift columns. First shift, second shift. Incident ID into sigma. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. I want to group it. Right click. Group. Starting is 1. Ending is 240. 2 hours. Sorry, more than that. 60. Over 60 minutes. Incident on the first 1 hour, second 1 hour, third 1 hour. 1 to 60, 60 to 120, 120 to 180, 180 to 240. Last, analyze, insert slicer. Sorry, slicer is for what? Edhukku slicer? Downtime category. Okay. Then select the slicer. I think you did it at least 3-4 times. Now you would have been well versed on this connection. Report connection. Select both the report. Same like place the cursor on the table, analyze, insert timeline, event date. Okay. Right click, report connection, select both the report. I think 2027 2027 we don't have a data, so move it to the left hand side. 26. So January 26. January la over shift line and the days la evlo incident nandirukku adhe mari product line what is the incident happened for January, for February, for March, same for downtime category. Electrical failure nala evlo incident, material shortage nala how many incident, mechanical failure how many incident has happened. So we have created a report. As I indicated today morning, we have seen the report based on only one table. One table is based on report. This table is clean. No problem. In the table, very easily you have created a report. If there is some problem, data type serial, empty rows, column serial, formula serial, formula is not right. We have some formula. We have to combine multiple sheet, consolidate, reports create, automatic refresh, everything should be automatically done. These are all the topics which we are going to see tomorrow. So now we are going to start with straight away. We are going to start with power queries and power pivots. So 106 verikum mudichachi, 07 is our tomorrow session. 7, 8, 9, 10 sheets, files, tables, multiple sheets, multiple files, tables. No formula, no function. If lookup lang kadeve kadeyadu. Stop using lookup, stop using formulas and function. Everything we can do it without writing formulas and function. Lookup oda adhigamaave pannalam. Multi lookup pannalam. Starting letter vechi lookup pannalam. There are so many options available. So we are going to see this exercise number 7 tomorrow morning. So tell me, as of now, whatever we have learnt, any questions, doubts, queries? I think today we have seen only one concept. Pivot. நடுவுல ஒரு சின்ன கான்செப்ட் ஒன்று பார்த்தோம். One small concept in between pivot. When you add the data will not be updated in pivot table. We have to convert your table into a dynamic table. That's the only concept we have seen it in between. Morning konja introduction part. That's it. So any other question, doubts, queries to be clarified, because I need another 10 or 15 minutes to get back your scores. Scores வேற வாங்கும். Any other doubt, question, queries here? I hope you are all better than today morning. Pivot la morning oda ipo konjam better irukku nenikiren. Practice it. Ningale paathirpeenga 5 minutes munadi da nama concept, same concept we did it 5 minutes before. You forgot it because of the practice. Nariya practice panna da you can remember the concept. So please do practice. After the session is over, don't stop it here itself. Please do practice. Session will not over by tomorrow evening. Session will start after tomorrow evening. நாளைக்கு அப்புறம் தான் உங்களுக்கு நிறைய வேலை இருக்கு.
This 2 days I will tell you what are all the possible available in Excel. You have to explore it, you have to practice it. Okay? So present doubts Leah. Very good. So I'm stopping the video recording now.